Welcome back to this episode of Champion Secrets. Today, I'm covering your question of how to hit the backhand net shot. So there are two ways. Well, actually, there's more than two, depending on singles and doubles and mix, but I'm gonna focus on the predominant two singles net shots that are most valuable to hit. So the first one is the in to out net shot. And this we call the in to out because we hit the shuttle with a racket movement that travels from inside of the court to the outside of the court. So if we imagine that the shuttle is flying towards me, then the in to out shot is the right choice to make when you're approaching the bird on an angle. So that's the most common shot that you'll hit in singles because it's quite rare that you're moving directly straight onto the shuttle. So if I'm moving on an angle, coming from the center of the court or the back of the court through the middle, then the in to out net shot is a great choice, especially on the backhand side. Because, and this is getting a little technical, but this is, after all, Champion Secrets, so you need to learn the secrets. The way the shuttle is made means that each feather is always overlapping the left side of the previous feather. So that creates a windmill effect. So there are certain net shots that are going to spin much better than others. So for a right-handed player like myself, the in to out on the backhand side is one of those shots that's going to get a really nice spin on it. And the benefit of spinning the shuttle is that it makes it a lot more difficult for our opponent to lift. And if they have more trouble lifting the shuttle, there's a higher chance that we're going to get a weak reply from which we can build up our offense. So if we imagine that shuttle's flying towards me, I'm going to extend my racket with a forehand grip, which is going to be loose with my fingers extended, with my thumb on the 45-degree ridge. So not straight on top, not straight on the side, and not straight on the bottom, but in between the very bottom and the side. And it's really important that your grip stays loose. So if someone were to run over from the other court and try and steal your racket right out of your hand, they should be able to. Hopefully they'll give it back. But the point being that you have a loose grip so that you're not going to have too much tension for the shot. So we reach out at about 6 to 8 inches in front of the approaching shuttle, and then we follow through across, keeping our racket head parallel to the net. We don't want to drop the racket head down. That's the most common mistake that leads to people hitting the net shots in the net, is they pull their racket down, and that also pulls the shuttle down. So if we begin with the racket extended, 6 to 8 inches on the inside, then we use our shoulder to follow across, keeping the racket head level to about 6 to 8 inches on the outside. And then the shot is complete. Don't let your arm follow through too much. You need to control the movement from the shoulder. And the reason we control it from the shoulder is because the shoulder joint is the most steady. When we're moving at fast speeds, then the shoulder connecting to the body is where you can control your arm in the most stable way. As opposed to in the fingers and the wrist, that might feel good when you're standing still, you have nice control and good touch, but when you add in the energy of your body coming forward and moving around the court, then it becomes too unstable and you won't be able to hit a consistent net shot time after time. So let's take a look at some. So for the in to out net shot, What you want to achieve is that the shuttle goes up and over in quite a straight line. We want to keep the shuttle over within a meter close to the line. So that'll draw our opponent all the way in here, forcing them to move all the way forward, which will then allow the opening in the rest of the court. We also want this shot to land quite tight to the net, because by doing that, we're going to reduce the angle options that our opponent has when lifting back to us. Because the tighter the shuttle comes on my opponent's side, the higher they're going to have to lift it back. And that means that it is going to be much more difficult for that lift shot to reach all the way to the back of my court. And it's easier for me to hit an offensive shot when the lift comes to the middle or 3/4 of the way to my back court instead of all the way to the back line. So let's move on now to the second commonly hit net shot in singles on the backhand side, which is the out to in net shot. So similar to the in to out, this net shot is controlled again from the shoulder. But now we choose the out to in net shot when we're approaching the shuttle in a more straight line. So if I'm building up my offense from around the head, if I'm right-handed, and then I'm moving straight into the shot, then this is a good time to use the out to in net shot. So if we imagine again that this shuttle on the net is approaching towards me, then I'm going to extend using the same backhand grip as for the in to out, but now I'm starting with the racket head on the outside of the shuttle, meaning closer to the outside of the court. Again, 6 to 8 inches, and then I'm going to come across, controlling it from the shoulder joint in a parallel line. So I hit the shuttle and then follow through, and that's going to again send the shuttle spinning. But this time it's spinning in the other direction. So it won't quite have that nice sizzle spin, but it'll still have more of a tumble spin end over top that's difficult to hit. But the focus here is to reach out and control the shot from the shoulder, keeping a loose hand and wrist, and bringing the shuttle close to the net. Let's try some. So for the out to in net shot, you want to be focused on maintaining a short move, because if you drop your racket head, that's what's going to bring the shuttle down, and the most likely errors when the shot goes in the net are caused by that. So go out with your training partner, throw some for each other, practice both the in to out and the out to in. Let me know in the comments below how it works out. And it's really exciting when you use this in your game, you'll notice a huge difference on your ability to build up your offense shots. See you in the next episode.